Right, okay. Just setting things up and that for the stream there. I accidentally clicked the start stream thing before I was fully ready, but hey ho, people are jumping in on that, and I've probably spelt anniversary wrong because I've just mad rushed this, but yeah, I said I'd start at 5 or maybe slightly earlier, and I've started slightly earlier, but yeah, hopefully everything on that's gonna be good. So yay for that. I'm just gonna give everyone a minute and that to join this, and I think what I'll also do is, yeah, I'll tweet it as well. I'll tweet it out there. Right. Okay, so yeah, guess I'll just start things out now. So yeah, 12th anniversary live stream. Why is that playing? Shouldn't be playing. So yeah, 12 years on YouTube as of yesterday. I would have done this yesterday, but for two reasons. One, I knew I wouldn't be able to because I'd be out the house and that at the time. And two, I thought Friday was be a bit more convenient, and I wasn't able to do Saturday, so that's why. But yeah. So hello Bagwell4. Yes, you were first. Hello, Mr. Valeska. Frame rate isn't great, but okay. Yeah. Basically, I found that my internet has not been great recently. Essentially, yeah. I'm gonna see if I can. Let's see if that's a little bit better. Because I know the previous time the live stream kept freezing because of the bandwidth. So let's see. Let's see if that's is that any better. On your end, I've increased the bandwidth on the stream here. So Bagwell 4 has been on my channel for 4 years now. So that would have been around 2019. I'm at my GFs using mobile data. So it could be me. Jamie King says, what action figures do you want us to get this year? Well, what ones I want us to get and what ones we more than likely will get are two completely different things. But I mean, a figure that I've wanted, I've got one, but you know, I would love it to be re-released, or even them do a Big Finish Terra Firma version, and that'll clue everyone in. Is the Emperor Davros? I do have one. It's brand new in its box, and I refuse to open it. I remember I bought that, I think back in 2019 I got that, and that was, I think, like 45-ish pounds. And I felt, it's a bit, I felt like, you know, it was a decent buy then. It's a really good buy now for that. But yeah, that's something I would like to see. But apparently the molds for that have gone missing. Yeah, not broken, not destroyed or damaged or whatever, missing. And that seems to be a common thing, just like, oh, this mold has just gone mysteriously missing. Yeah, and, well, just like, get your factory onto that. you know, or basically you should be reimbursed. Because, you know, if they've made a mould for you and that mould has gone missing, bit of a problem there. Bit of a problem there. It's like the bloody missing episodes all over again. So that's what I would like to be released. I mean, released. I'll expect, for example, a coatless version of the 14th Doctor that is basically assured because of leaks on the design and also the moulding and that. Because why bother mould the entire waistcoat round the back if you're not gonna, you know, do a release on its own? Why bother go to that effort? So that's essentially assured on that is probably going to be the B&M release in a B&M set. I imagine there will be, in one of the two waves, will be a 60th anniversary set of some sort, I imagine. But yeah, in terms of the stuff like 8th Doctor, also a one I really want, 8th Doctor TARDIS. How the hell have we still not got an 8th Doctor TARDIS? Like, seriously, like, we got... I've still had it on my desk all this time, but we've got a David Bragley TARDIS. Admittedly inaccurate to how it appeared in An Adventure in Space and Time, and even Twice Upon a Time. But we've got that. Yet we still don't have an official 8th Doctor TARDIS. That just amazes me. That, you know, especially considering when we got a pack of 3 8th Doctor figures last year. And I'll go, oh yeah, there's an old TARDIS to go along with that. Yeah, it's just, I've just found that just a bit odd that we've never ever had that, but there we go. It's just a thing that never happened. I'd expect possibly a Sonic Screwdriver release. I would like it to be re-released. I'd love the Sonic Lipstick to be re-released. Yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't, you know, I'd say possibly the 14th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. I'd be very surprised if that didn't get a release in any shape or form, but I imagine it probably will. I don't know if that'll be a resale release or not. Depends whether the B&M budget will stretch that far. I doubt it. It might be a retail release because with the 60th, some retailers, you know, like general retailers, may show a little bit more interest. Although saying that, toy departments, you know, there's in general stores now is either non-existent or very like shrinking considerably. Basically, you know, that's just happened across the board, as you know, for the last 10 years. Like, who remembers when M&S had a toy department, like you know, a proper toy department? Even places like John Lewis's toy department is tiny today compared to what it used to be. It used to be pretty much nearly an entire floor at the John Lewis Armax, but now it's just pretty much one tiny corner. So yeah, kind of went on a little tangent about that, but hopefully those get released. I'm just trying to think of things that will be. Obviously, Dalek sets are going to come out. I imagine the next set will be the Davros set will be the Destiny Davros, the David Goodson Davros, with probably the Suicide Bomber Dalek. It just won't be called that. It'll probably just be called Dalek with, or just Dalek, like Destiny Dalek, labelled on the box. Yeah. Be interesting also to see whether we actually get window boxes for the 3-packs. Because, you know, I can very much see them going away as well. That and the Davros set were the two only things, and the only reason I think the Davros set had a window box, there's only two reasons behind that. One, that was conceived much earlier on and it was too late to change it, which is unlikely considering it came out later on. I think the more likely scenario is probably because it had accessories included. And I think that is probably the reason why it still had, you know, the more traditional window box. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, the only person who would for sure know the answer is you know, character Aldebar himself, and even then, you know, who knows. Anyway, I've just seen a load of things pop up there just to the side of my eye, and so yeah, give me a second, and I'll pop this up. And the reason I'm having to look at this at my phone because this chair is broken. Yeah, this chair just leans all the way back. It doesn't stop. My bed ladder is the only thing stopping this chair from going completely flat. Mr. Valeska, what is the worst character options figure likeness? What is the worst? Well, obviously they're humanoid characters. That generally the monsters and that they generally do really well. And in terms of figures, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head. I'm just give me a second to think about it. What did David Bradley look like again? I've got. He's been sitting in here for the entire time. Come on, can I get him out? David Bradley wasn't too bad actually. I don't know. I mean, the original 3 3/4 inch Max Smith release, and I mean the first wave. I mean that could have literally been anybody. The only reason you could tell it was Max Smith is because of the hair. If it wasn't for the hair, then it literally could have been anyone. It was that. It wasn't even that it was bag likeness. It was just so generic. The later release, the Wave 2 onwards version, they kind of tidied up the paint apps and that on there, because paint apps can make a massive difference. To be honest, I think the 14th Doctor might be one of those, because it just doesn't look like David Tennant from certain angles, like from side on, or from certain angles it does, but from front on, doesn't look like him. It really doesn't, and it's not the paint apps, because the renders, the 3D renders of that figure, they look slightly better, but they still doesn't really look that much like him. Which is weird, because he would have had his head scanned for that. So yeah, I don't know, but it just doesn't bear his likeness that well, really. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say off the top of my head. Mr. Alaska says, what are the top 3 Doctor Who figures ever? Well, for me personally, the 4th Doctor Wave 1 release, and as just a figure, I'll just pick that version just because, yeah, it had both heads smiling and the hatted head, solemn head and smiling hatted head, and that the scarf was fully painted, came with his sonic screwdriver, and I mean, and yeah, generally really sharp, good paint apps and everything. And in terms of Daleks, because I've got to put, I'll limit myself to 1 Dalek, because I could easily put 3. I mean, you could just say the classic Dalek sculpt, because, you know, most of them reuse the main bit of it. But in terms of just 1, I would say, I don't know, it's between 3. It's between 3. I'd say either I'll go for the Planet Supreme original release of the Planet Supreme. And in terms of a 3rd, Similar third figure. I'm gonna go Earthshock Cyberman. There we go. So yeah, there's my three. There's my three. Bagwell 4. Bagwell 4 is apparently 18. Okay. Going through a crisis on whether I want to display my stuff or not, as I feel a bit childish, but I don't know. Okay. This is what I do, okay? I never give a shit about what anyone thinks of me. I don't. I really don't. So if you want to display them, display. I mean, it's your room. It's your room. Do what you like. I display as much as I can. And the only reason I don't display everything is the simple reason I don't have the space. And in fact, I'm having a little bit of a crisis bit myself. Because in that corner, where is it? Where am I pointing? There it is. No. Yeah, so in this corner over there is the Product Enterprise. That corner there. In that farthest corner there is the Product Enterprise black movie Dalek from the second film. And he is going to have to be moved, unfortunately, fairly soon. The problem is I don't know where I'm going to put him. I still want him out on display, but don't really have much space. And the reason is because obviously, you know, there's a ton of vinyl records out. I mean, I think it doesn't help the fact that Linkin Park Meteoria 20th anniversary edition took up the space of about 6 or 7 vinyl records all on its own just there. So that doesn't help. But yeah, that's my crisis, because that is the only real display thing that I have. So yeah, and the records, they need to be there. They need to be there, unfortunately, because otherwise there's nowhere else I can get to them, nowhere else I can put them. So yeah. Bagwell4 says, how can we get an 8th Doctor movie figure and not the 8th Doctor movie TARDIS? Yeah, again, I don't know, because initially I thought, oh, you know, that'll be when we get an 8th Doctor, a TV movie 8th Doctor re-release at B&M, it'll be with the TARDIS. Nope. Yeah. Still don't know how that came about. Mystical says, TARDIS is more difficult to do. Why don't you move? I think that's what that means. WDYM, why don't you move? Or I could be wrong, I don't know. I don't speak the lingo. Hello, fellow kids. Mr. Valeska says, soon character options will probably change the packaging to have no window display. Oh, yeah, again, that's probably something that's going to happen, as I said. But also, it might not happen this year, but it'll definitely happen next year, in that the style guide will change now. With that 60th anniversary regeneration set, the 13th/14th Doctor regeneration set, that one has a bit of a unique style guide, and I don't know if that is just for the 60th or just for that release, or whether it's the style guide going forward. I doubt it's the style guide going forward. Especially, you do not want white boxes in retail stores, because they will get a lot of the time B&M sets that are sitting there, they will get scuffed or marks and that on them. You do not want white boxes. So I'm going to say, you do not want white boxes. Bellator says, my uncle got me a 12th Doctor figure and I dropped it and broke the nose. And my uncle broke his nose at the same time. okay. I'm going to turn that. I'm actually going to turn these lights off because I'm slightly blinding myself. There we go. There we go. Sorry about the lighting, but yeah, staring at that light for that long is slightly blinding me. Mr. Velasquez says, what was the Doctor Who cliffhanger that gave you chills? None of them gave me chills. Oh, I describe it that. Yeah, none of them. I mean, because generally, you know, a lot of the new series ones are fairly weak, and in terms of the classic series ones, you know, when I was watching the DVD, I could just then, you know, watch the next episode immediately, so didn't really have the same impact. We're gonna skip the primeval question, but I'll just say Connor is the number one, but yeah, we'll skip the rest of that for now. Mainly because I can't remember most of the characters' names. Even though I've got the box set, I just can't remember the names off the top of my head. Connor, it would be Connor, Abby, and Cutter. There we go. Connor, Abby, and Cutter. There's your top 3 primeval characters question. Yeah, right. So, yeah, got on top of that. So, hold the screen a second, people. I'm going to grab myself a drink. Which luckily isn't very far away because I've got a mini fridge. Right. So, what was I talking about? I can't remember. So, yeah, 12 years and that on YouTube and stuff and this. So, yeah, I'll talk about an upcoming video. So, next week, so not this Saturday, but next Saturday, hopefully, the search for Doctor Who Memorabilia 6, Episode 1, yeah, I'm splitting it into episodes this time, will come out. And for those who don't know what that is, it's basically me essentially going around various collector shops and stuff. And the reason I've split it into episodes this time is because last week I went to Blackpool and Southport, and basically with the amount of footage, like episode 1, just for those who are worried to say, oh, splitting in episodes, yeah, episode 1 is 2 hours and 18 minutes. And so yeah, I'll do another episode later on in the year. But the episode also shows footage I also recorded back in 2022 and just in October of 2022 and has remained unseen until now, or at least when it goes up. I'm having problems at the minute because unfortunately, whenever you walk in any shop or collector shop or whatever, sometimes there's background music, and basically I'm having to go through it and basically replace that music each time YouTube picks up on it. The problem is it takes YouTube forever to bloody process it. So yeah, but it should be out and ready for next week. So fingers crossed for that. Mr. Velasquez says, I wanted to make more I wanted them to make more primeval figures. Well, yeah, I think the problem with that is that primeval kind of aimed at a slightly older demographic, and I think the demographic it aimed for at that time wasn't really into buying figures. So it was before the whole massive boom. Like the adult collectors market has always existed, but obviously it's now a lot bigger than it used to be, because now obviously adults are buying figures and that for themselves now, way more than kids are. Like, when was the last time you even saw a kid even look at the Doctor Who stuff in any way? So, yeah. Also, note. When was it? On Tuesday, I went into a B&M just randomly, and they had. I can't remember where I've put it. I honestly can't remember where I put it. Did I put it down here? But they had another Davros and Dalek set, and they had another Creation of the Dalek set, and it was just randomly in the middle of this aisle, and that just kind of shoved there. So I'm guessing someone else came in and tried to hide it, and it was just left there randomly. So yeah, it was the same B&M I'd been to the previous week, and they had 3 in. So yeah, as soon as I saw that, I thought, gotta get that. So I got that. It was the same day I went to go see the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, which if you haven't seen that movie, it's all right. That's it's just like it's all right. It's not great. It's not terrible. I definitely much prefer the 2 Sonic movies. But yeah, there we go. There's my quick thoughts on that. I actually started today. I started watching, rewatching the Sarah Jane Adventures. Yeah, I watched Invasion of the Beans, and next I'm watching Revenge of the Slickeen. Oh, for those who don't get that reference, yeah. Mr. Velasquez says, I wanted them to... Oh, right, I just read that out before. Yeah, by the way, any questions, anything at all you want to ask or say, by all means. It doesn't have to be Doctor Who related, it can just be absolutely anything. And I mean anything. Anyway. Yeah. Kind of thought the questions in that just kind of just, is it broken or is it just kind of just stopped? Because honestly, I don't know what to say now. I honestly don't know what to say now. Oh, here we go. Tom K says, is Gordon Bennett not here? No, he's not. I think he's on holiday. Because he actually did message me asking me to delay the live stream because he was unable to watch it because he's on holiday. Yeah, no, I'm doing this live stream when it's convenient for me to do it. I'm not, just saying. Your favourite, Mr. Velasquez's favourite episode of the Sarah Jane Adventures is Mark of the Berserker. That is interesting. I've never heard anyone like that. Is one that I've never seen even going to top 5s or anything before. But okay, I do like that one. I'd say my favourite is either the wedding of Sarah Jane Smith or the death of the Doctor. I don't know, because Death of the Doctor has the trickster in it, which obviously elevates it, but obviously Death of the Doctor has Joe Grant in it, or Joe Jones. So that obviously elevates it in there. So it's kind of like, pick which day of the week and I'll change my mind on that. Do I know Gordon Bennett in real life? No. No, I do not. I don't even know who he is. I've got a theory on who he is. I've got a good theory on who he is, and that, but I don't actually know who he is or who she is. Because I do know at one point I was trolled by someone's sister that I knew of. So, but yeah. Mr. Velasquez says Clyde Skagg was a great villain. I mean, it wasn't really. He was being taken over. So yeah. Message redacted. I don't know what you just said, but okay. He's an online stalker. I gathered. Do you watch Gordon Bennett's videos about you? I have seen his videos he's done on me. One of them I actually did enjoy. The others, because kind of like, meh. I miss Cosmic Antics. I should have downloaded all of his videos. I do have a few of Cosmic Antics videos downloaded. But I should have just downloaded all of them. But I do have a few of them. But yeah, Cosmic Antics, unfortunately, the channel that, as far as I'm aware, no longer exists. Yeah, absolutely. Clink's dad is the online stalker. Upload and react to them? No, because I'm not giving them more attention. I'm not. Besides, like, he hasn't done one in a long time anyway. Mr. Valeska says he has a villainous tricks before he was being taken over. I mean, he wasn't a villain. He was just a lousy dad. So, yeah. Like, he was just a bit of a lousy... Well, more than a lousy dad, actually. He was a runaway dad, abandoning dad. So, I guess you've got a point there. I guess you do have a point there in the weird way. Tom Key says, where do you buy your shirts? Primark. All my shirts are from Primark. They're like a uniform for you. Yeah, PB Props also buys his shirts from Primark because PB Props and I, we both have a lot of the same shirts. So, yeah, if you wanted to know where PB Props gets his shirts from, it's also Primark. Do you have a wardrobe full of lumberjack clothes? No, because I don't have a wardrobe anymore. Yeah, I don't. If you watched my moving stuff from Granny's video series or updates on my room, basically there used to be a wardrobe there. In fact, there used to be a double wardrobe there, but there isn't anymore. The thing is, though, it didn't have my stuff in it. Most of it was my dad's clothes. But yeah, I don't have a wardrobe anymore for my clothes. But yeah, all of my shirts are these like checkered type ones, pretty much like 90% of them are. Mr. Valeska, I suppose to be Cosmic Antic's successor. Supposed to be Cosmic, but I'm not with it. I don't know. I mean, when was the last time you uploaded as well? Tom Key, is that room the same as your granny's room? Well, no. Okay, so this is my room at home, at my parents' at home where I live. The original room I had at my granny's, which I have done live streams at the past. My granny doesn't live there anymore. My granny doesn't live there. She moved to an apartment, which I have actually done live streams in. But yeah, this is my room at home, and that's where I live, which has never changed. I mean, stuff in the room has changed that, but the location has never changed. Yeah, I'm a bit confused by that. I don't know. They look very similar. Your bed behind you looks like the same one in the same. Well, that I never had a bunk bed at my granny's. I've only ever had a bunk bed here And yes, it is the same bunk bed. It's the same. Basically, if you see a room that looks like this, yes, it is the same room. This isn't my granny's. This isn't my room at my granny's house, though. This is just my room at home. But yeah, it's the same room, same place, as it's always been. Petition to get Kleinstad a new B&M set in a new. Okay, I'd rather Karg, the song Taran. I'm really annoyed we never got a second wave of Sarah Jane Adventures figures, because I was expecting them to do a Karg, because it'd be very easy. I've seen customs of him, but yeah, we never got a Karg figure. We still might someday. I doubt it, but it's possible. Yeah, that room looks the exact same. Miss Valeska, they should make a proper finale for the Sarah Jane Adventures. Well, I'm surprised for the longest time that Big Finish never picked it up. Now, they are doing a sequel series to it. They are doing a sequel series with Rani. Called Beyond... Is it called Beyond Bannering Road or something like that? So they are doing a sequel series to it. But yeah, I'm surprised, though, like, they never did, like, a Lost Stories one to finish Series 5, particularly the Battle for Bannerman Road, like, you know, that one in particular. I mean, you've got Elizabeth Sling's daughter, CD... I can't remember her last name, but you've got her voicing her mother's character, Sarah Jane, so, you know, could do it that way, or even just as, you know, a regular audiobook read by one of the characters. But I'm still surprised to this day that never happened. I'm also surprised to this day that the Sarah Jane Adventures, I think the individual releases, as far as I'm aware, the individual releases are out of print, and only the series 1 to 5 complete collection is in print. At least that's the only one I ever see in, like, HMV. And that's obviously all on DVD. Series 4 and 5 Blu-rays are long out of print. They only had a 1 print run. So it would be nice for Series 3, 4 and 5, you know, to get a Blu-ray release. In fact, just release the whole series on Blu-ray. Even though Series 1 and 2, you know, are in standard def. You know, Series 3 onwards are in HD. So, yeah, release them. The closest we got to it is The Wedding of Sarah Jane Smith. Was released on the complete specials box set, the steelbook version, only the steelbook version. I can't remember if it was released on the US complete David Tennant years, but yeah, that's the only official Blu-ray. That's the closest to an official Blu-ray release that we've had of it. Now, on BritBox, you can watch Series 3 in HD on BritBox. And thanks to my friend, I actually have a download of the BritBox versions of Series 3. So I do have, you know, a decent quality rip of Series 3 in HD. So, yeah. Also, Series 3 is where they basically abandoned the special features, essentially. Like, you know, Series 1 had quite a few. Series 2, not quite as many. And then Series 3 just... And then Series 4, they put Pyramids of Mars on there as a special feature. Yeah. Series 5 was a weird one because it had Remembering Bannerman Road, a brand new documentary made for it. For some reason, it didn't have Goodbye Sarah Jane, which I'm really surprised about. That's never been released. Like, apart from its original broadcast, and that's never been, you know, released anywhere else, which I find bizarre. But, yeah. Where was I at? Tom K says, "Okay, man, I'm going to comment on that granny room video. It's the same damn room." Yeah, it's called moving stuff from my granny's, basically. I was moving stuff from my room at my granny's to this room here. They were two completely different rooms. They looked completely different. Tom K says, "Do you drive?" No, but I do have a bus pass. It's not a free one on that. I do. My granny pays for that because every day I go to my granny's and that to make her tea every day. The only times where I don't is basically if another family member is there, which is a rarity. Which is why I was doing it today, because my mum is there, because otherwise I would have to be there to do it. So yeah. But yeah, in turn she basically pays for a bus pass for me. But yeah, I don't drive, and I don't plan to. I was offered. My other grandparents offered to pay for me to get driving lessons, but yeah, I don't want to drive. You need a van to go Doctor Who merchandise. I'm not saying that. Collecting. The thing is, I did think about it. And the thing is that basically, in terms of going around looking for Doctor Who merchandise at B&M, basically, pretty much all or most of the B&Ms I go to, like the public whether it's a bus or a train, it drops me off pretty close. Like, it's normally within 5 minutes of walking or less. And to be honest, doesn't the amount I buy is able to be carried. I proved that to myself more than anyone else last year. And also, it would be a massive waste of petrol to go all around these B&Ms. One, look for parking spaces, which, aren't always free. A lot of the time they'll cost money, so that's extra money, plus extra petrol, and then to get there, and then them to not have anything. So, yeah, with the bus, they don't have it. Oh, well, hop back on the other bus to go to the other one, You only wasted time then, you didn't waste any money. So, yeah. Plus, it's also much cheaper as well going by bus. Amang27 says, "Hello, 6sex." Okay. I'm going to say this incorrectly. Sharpie? Is it Sharpie or Sharpie? "Do you think they will do a Wilderness Years box set collection?" I have said that this has been asked to me on nearly every live stream I've done. There's not really enough content there, really, to make. Like, they've already released the TV movie on Blu-ray, and that's a 2-disc set, and even then, that's pushing it. So, there's not really enough content to make a Wilderness box set, because, like, the BBC don't have the rights to a lot of stuff that was released during the Wilderness Years. For example, any PVV stuff, obviously, any real-time production stuff. So, yeah, it's not, I don't think you can make a box set out of that. I mean, they might, but I doubt it. Plus, that'd be when they're really they'd do that if they were really scraping the bottom of the barrel. But at the moment, they've still got tons of stuff to release. So, yeah. Happy 12 years, thank you. Mr. Velasquez says, "Good news, boys and girls. They're here." Oh yeah, there was something on Blue Peter, wasn't it? Yeah. Where's my TV remote? I might have to mute this, but yeah, I remember there was going to be some announcement on Blue Peter. And I can't remember. Oh, CBBC. Oh. They're showing Wallace and Gromit a close shave on CBBC. And it's not the HD version. It's not the Blu-ray version, I can tell you that. Because it looks soft as fuck. Well, yeah, there was an announcement that on Blue Peter. Or has that already gone out? Oh well. Yeah, there was going to be some sort of big announcement. We knew some announcement today on Blue Peter. I don't know. Someone tell me what it is. I'll send a link. Yeah. I can hear my family well, my mum and sister downstairs have the telly blasting. So if you can hear some random noises, that's where that's coming from. Anyway. Tom Key, what do you think about Shusi Gatwa being the Doctor? I don't really have any opinion because I haven't seen that Netflix series he was in, and I haven't seen him in anything, so at the minute I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. Because literally I don't have any strong opinions either way because I haven't seen him in anything. But yeah, we'll see. A car can travel to places other than B&M. Yes, it can. But why would you want to go anywhere else? Plus, so can public transport as well. So, you know, I mean, my bus routes, I can get all round the northeast. Basically, everywhere I'd basically regularly want to go to. Tom K. Henry Ford back in 1920 thought, how can a man get to being more efficiently? And the motor car was born. Kind of depends though where you're going to. Like, for example, if I wanted to go to Sunderland B&M or South Shields B&M, it's much more efficient to go by train, which I do. So yeah, if I wanted to go to those B&Ms, it's actually much more efficient and much more quicker by train from where I live. So there you go. Among27 says, are you a fan of Peep Show? I've never watched a full episode of Peep Show. I've seen clips of it, and I have enjoyed the clips, but I've never watched a full episode, so I won't call myself that. Someday I'll have to watch it, but yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. Mr. Velasquez says, it's unsatisfying that not everything is in HD. Not really. For me, it's not the fact that everything isn't in HD. Because for me, like, I've moved on to 4K and everything. No, for me, it's annoying when something is made in HD or is made in a higher resolution, but then is made unavailable to purchase in that resolution. And I'll give you an example. So, I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Oh, God. I am bloody sneezing. That is... Hay fever has reached, people. Hay fever has reached. So, okay. I'll give you an example. So, I'm gonna complain about Disney Plus for a bit. So, on Disney Plus, they did a 4K restoration of Home Alone 2. It's not a very good 4K restoration. It looks barely different to the Blu-ray. No, that could just be Disney Plus. But anyway, there's been plans for ages to release that on Blu-ray, but it still hasn't. Edward Scissorhands, that has a digital 4K version available, but no physical version. So yeah, stuff like that really annoys me. Can talk about Doctor Who. Apart from Resolution, all of the Jodie Whittaker specials, no, actually no, not all of them. Resolution of the Daleks and Power of the Doctor definitely. They were recorded in 4K. Now, whether they were rendered in 4K, I don't know. Power of the Doctor probably was. Resolution of the Daleks, probably wasn't. I did actually ask the guy who did the CGI on those, and he didn't know. He got confused by the question, so he didn't know. So, yeah, but still, they could be released on 4K Blu-ray, even if they are upscaled. But yeah, no, just Blu-ray releases. Possibly that might change for the 60th. I remember there was a rumour, and there was no credibility to this rumour, that the Abominable Snowman Steelbook was going to have a bonus 4K disc where it had a 4K version. I asked Rob Ritchie about this, and he said no, it wasn't rendered in 4K, so that, you know, if that was the case, then it would have just been a pure upscale. So yeah, but yeah, it basically, like, I don't mind watching standard def content. It's just basically when there's a better quality version out there. Like, for example, if there's only like BBC Ghosts. I love BBC Ghosts. Why isn't there a Blu-ray release of it? That's why I haven't bought the DVDs, because, you know, I could watch it in HD on iPlayer. Or then I could downscale into DVD. And all the only special features that are available for it are put on the YouTube channel anyway, so it kind of defeats the purpose. So yeah, I mean, other than to just have a physical copy that I'd never bother with. See what I mean? It's still nice that we do get some physical copies, but yeah, the UK Blu-ray releases kind of just seem on the downfall in some cases, with the rare exception of the Doctor Who Blu-ray sets. I mean, it irks me as well to no end that Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is not getting a 4K Blu-ray in the UK. It's getting a Blu-ray, thankfully, because the Bad Guys, DreamWorks' previous film, only got a DVD release in the UK. I ordered a 4K Blu-ray. Unfortunately, it's out. It was back ordered without telling me, and I'm still waiting for it to come in stock for them to ship it out. Anyway, I'm getting a bit frustrated about things. Anyway, come on, let's see what's next. At the very least, everything's remaining in 1080p. Well, again, it depends if it's available. Tom K says, come to Carlisle, B&M. No, I'm not going there. I mean, I'm happy with the B&Ms I have. We've got Logs on full track too. Among 27, yeah, not gonna be good. LOL, bless you. Tom K says, I'm not crying. I didn't say cry. I said I've got hay fever. Yeah, I was sneezing. I was sneezing, and I do have hay fever. Because I had the wind. Literally, I've just closed I closed the window for this live stream. Yeah, I closed the window, but yeah, it's at that time of year where I am getting itchy eyes and hay fever, and bloody sneezing. Thankfully, I'm not sneezing non-stop, but still. Oh right, it should be I'm not crying. It's hay fever. You sound like Tracy Beaker. Yeah. Well, What's annoying about the Tracy Beaker DVD releases is that they're cropped to 4:3. Why? Why are they cropped? That also annoys me when things are cropped. I'm also looking at you, Scooby-Doo releases from the 2000s on the DVDs. And I'm looking at you, black and white versions of most of the animated recons. Among27 says, I completely forgot that Disney Plus, that you have a Disney Plus subscription. Whoa! That, you see, that's what they want you to forget. They want you to forget because then they keep getting money from you. I can't remember whether we still have Disney Plus or not, because we got a 6 months free. I think with I think it was either with our broadband or one of our mobile data plans. I can't remember which, but yeah, I can't remember what's still up because I don't watch it. I don't, especially considering, you know, when they fucking censor and cut things out and that. Yeah, never trust streaming. That's why basically, even though I've got Netflix, every time I watch a Netflix show that I really enjoy, I then go and pirate it afterwards. I watch it for the first time on Netflix, but then after that I pirate it, just in case they decide to remove an episode or censor bits or change bits or just take it down completely. Yeah, they're never taking BoJack Horseman away from me. Still annoyed that they only released seasons 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. Jamie King says, I don't know about you, but I'm worried Alduar is going to mess up the upcoming Resurrection Dark set. You're not the only one who's worried. Yeah, Alduar... Oh... Yeah. If I hear Alduar blame the factory one more time, just like, come on. Like, you're taking the piss out of blaming the factory for the billionth time. Like, I'm sure the factory does fuck up. But it's your job to make sure that they don't. Keep a closer eye on it. Like, ensure, basically drill it into their heads. You know, do not get the colour wrong. Yeah. Mr. Valeska says, the Resurrection Dalek Trooper helmet is one of the best looking sci-fi helmets ever. Don't know. It basically looks like half the top half bit of a Darth Vader head with then the Dalek eye stuck on there. Oh, it looks bad. That's just what it looks like. At least some of them do. What was I going to say? Joanne. Jonah? I'm probably getting this wrong. Can you tell I'm dyslexic? Venables. Yeah, I always get... I got Venables right, which... Hey, I'm currently trying to alternate both episodes... animate both episodes of The Crusades in the hopes to get BBC... into BBC... Sorry. I am currently trying to animate both episodes of The Crusade in the hopes to get it to the BBC quality and have them accept it. Glad I catch the scream. I mean, hopefully they do. I decided not to because I thought it was a bit unfair. I nearly did a video on the Celestial Toymaker episode 1 fan animation. That was out, but I decided not to. Because even though I do really appreciate it, and I do really like it, I think there's aspects to be improved. Let's just say that. But I felt I don't want to go into my normal, you know, review, because the thing is, generally when I watch something, I'm just watching it, and to me, a lot of the time it doesn't really matter if it's a big production or, you know, just one person. Like, I always generally just do I like it? Do I not? And I still did overall like it, but yeah, I felt like just I'd be just seeing how I decided not the words. Yeah. Shafi or Safi, Shafi, whatever. Wait, they cropped to 4:3, not filmed in 4:3. I was talking about the story of Tracy Beaker, and other things. Yes, it was. If you go on iPlayer now, you can watch it in 16:9. But if you buy the DVD files releases, they are in 4:3. Now, I can't remember whether the individual like retail release DVDs that they did. I can't remember whether or not they were cropped, but yeah, they were in 16:9. Basically, most things from the early 2000s onwards were filmed in 16:9. Now, sometimes they will be cropped for their broadcast, but not always. But generally, yeah. For example, I'm going to use What's New Scooby-Doo as an example. What's New Scooby-Doo? When it was originally released and broadcast, it was cropped to 4:3. But it was basically during the 2000s, it was the period where it was a transitional period where people were switching from, basically a 4:3 CRT to a 16, generally going to 16:9. And a lot of cases were going to flat screens. And basically what a lot of animators did during this period is, and even people who were doing live action films, is they would mark out, they were still filming 16:9, but they would put markers for the 4:3, and this is how the Doctor Who animation was done. They put basically ghost markers there, so they'd make sure everything important would still fit in the frame. But then later on, during the 2010s and that, they could then release the 16:9 versions. But yeah, annoyingly though, stuff like that to this day, if you buy What's New Scooby-Doo on DVD, it will be the 4:3 version. Yeah, the only way to get the 16:9 version is to get it digitally and in HD. So yeah, that's the case with a lot of stuff like that released in the 2000s. Not always the case, but yeah, there we go. But yeah, I could go on for that for bloody ages. Mr. Valeska, the BBC can just use an AI animation generator to complete all the missing stories now. Yeah, okay, so let's talk about AI. Because I'm thinking that's meant to be a joke, but even if it's not, AI's not there yet. It's getting there, but it's not there yet. It's not there yet, basically. And especially not on a BBC budget. Maybe to render backgrounds and stuff like that. But to go full character animation, yeah, it's not there yet. I mean, also, like, deepfakes. People like to talk about deepfakes. It's just not there yet. It is just physically not there yet. Someday, maybe. But, yeah, plus AI as well can also generally does lack the human touch in that as well. Sometimes it can lack in that the more subtle details and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say on that for now, because I'd just be repeating myself and I'd go into a massive tangent. Jamie King says, do you like Dalek6388's YouTube channel? Yes, I absolutely love Dalek6388's YouTube channel. I'd actually been subscribed to it before he started doing the what's it called? The Terry Nation Army series, that's what it's called. Yeah, I'm assuming series 2 is over, because there hasn't been an episode in a long time, I'm assuming, but yeah, hopefully more to come of them, but yeah, I do love them. And my favourite video of them, I think my favourite video is probably, I mean, it's the video where they talk about Terry Nation's special Daleks. I can't remember what the episode is called, but the episode about Terry Nation's special Daleks, that's my favourite. And Martin27 says, have you ever seen War Games in one sitting? Yes. When I first got the DVD. When I remember the first time I got the War Games, it was, I think it was when I just came back from holiday, and we went into a Tesco, and it was there, and I got that, and I watched the entire thing that night, which, you know, the War Games is, I'm just trying to think, the War Games is, I think, about nearly 4 hours long. It's at least 3.5 hours, but yeah, I remember I watched that whole thing in one evening. Which isn't that unusual for me. Like, you know, I can watch a lot of television in one evening. So, yeah, I mean, it's when you think about it, you know, for a Doctor Who, for a singular story, it's a lot. But when you think about it, it's 10, you know, 25 max minute episodes. It's not that much. At least not to me, anyway. So, yeah, I mean, it's basically, essentially like watching 5 New Who episodes all in a row. So, yeah. John Venables. Just out of curiosity, was it the fact that it wasn't accurate to the telesnaps and the original story you didn't like? That was part of the reason. Another part of the reason was there was a lot of massive emptiness in it, and there was also a few sections where it was difficult to tell what was going on in places. I haven't watched it since I initially watched it, so I'll have to watch it again. But there was a few sequences where I was going to say, like, what? And if I hadn't have already, you know, seen the telesnap version, the loose cannon version, I'd be a bit, what exactly is happening here in the big, you know. But yeah, I'd have to rewatch it again to see all my thoughts and that on it. But it was though, don't get me wrong, it was still really impressive that, one, it was the entire episode, and two, it was made, you know, essentially just by one person out on YouTube, just like free, and it did. So yeah, and I will say it is infinitely better than Web of Fear Episode 3 animated. Like, honestly, like, the motion capture, I think, could have worked better if you got people who didn't look like they were going bloody spastic with their arms. Safi, oh, you're right. Sorry, Tracy Beaker is in 16:9 on iPlayer. Told you. I always just thought they zoomed in on the 4x3. Nope, it is actually true 16:9. If you actually, you know, look it up, it was filmed in 16:9. Yeah, and that would have been one of the early digital fully digital CBBC shows, like filmed digitally. Because during that time, it was also a transition where they were transitioning away from videotape to just purely digital recording. So yeah, Mr. Valeska, the BBC will be able to make entire episode reconstructions at the push of a button. I'm assuming that's a joke because, again, that is not how AI works. AI is running everything. Okay, that YouTube it definitely is. So I'll give you that. AI also steals assets from other artwork that can cause problems with BBC if they are used. Yeah, because the thing with AI is it needs to learn from existing stuff. Like that's basically with AI, it can't just magic things up. It basically generates stuff out of stuff it's learned, basically out of its databases and stuff like that. But anyway, Tom K, what's your mother and father think about your Doctor Who collecting? Well, story time. So, when I was a young teenager, my dad banned me from buying any Doctor Who stuff. Any Doctor Who stuff. Because he thought I was just, throwing my money away. If I was into football and stuff like that, then that would be different. But, so basically, my mum and my granny would have to sneakily buy me stuff, and basically I'd then have to then just hide it up and that in my room. And that happened for years until eventually he gave up on that. And now they're not really bothered. Like, they don't really care, essentially. Like, as long as I'm spending my own money and that on stuff, then, yeah, they're not really bothered. They still say, I buy too much and blah, blah, blah. Like, not just Doctor Who stuff, but everything in general. I mean, they complain about the amount of records and that I buy, how expensive and that things are. But, I buy what I like. I mean, at least, I can show people what I've actually bought with my money rather than going to the pub every Friday and pissing it away. There's that. So, yeah, or smoking it away or vaping it away or whatever. So, still got something to show for it. What did you spend your money on this date? Well, this. So, yeah. They're probably pricing it up on eBay when you're not there. No, they're not pricing it up because they don't know what I have. And also, my dad doesn't understand how I've got stuff that's worth money and I don't sell it. Yeah, he says, "Oh, if you've got something that's worth money, why don't you sell it?" Well, the thing is that because I want it. What would I spend that money on? Probably the thing I just bloody sold. So yeah, I have the things because I want them. If I wanted to sell them, then I wouldn't need him to tell me. So yeah, but there we go. I went on a bit of a tangent there. The Primoid infectant. Okay. Hi, Six-Sec. Do you watch classic Doctor Who in a whole or split it up into episodes a night? Well, I don't split it up into episodes a night. I basically generally it's a mixture of both. Sometimes I'll watch a story all in one go. Sometimes I'll decide, I'll just watch an episode now and maybe watch one later on. I don't have a routine. It will be when I start watching a story, I will finish watching that story just when I do. Because, sometimes I just think, oh, well, I'll watch the rest of it later. Or, I fancy watching something else or doing something else in the meantime. So there's no ritual and that about it. Just like, gotta watch this all now in one go. Just like, oh no, limit myself to one per night. Just like, I watch what I want when I want. Essentially, when I'm watching stuff. Yeah. I don't arbitrarily limit myself or force myself to watch something. Jimmy King, what's your favourite movie Dalek colour scheme? Well, it's not just my favourite Dalek colour scheme, but it's probably my favourite Dalek. And you probably can't see him because there's stuff in the way. But it is the red and silver Dalek from the second Peter Cushing movie. I absolutely love that Dalek. So, yeah. Among27 says, thoughts on AI art, do you think it steals from real artists? It can. It can, it doesn't always. There you go. There you go. So yeah. It can. It's less of it steals from real artists, it's more of it's taking real artists' jobs away from them. That's more of the case of less of it stealing from them and more of it, basically being replaced by the machines. Mr. Valeska, Big Finish won't need to hire actors anymore. They can just use AI generated voices to sound exactly like the actors. Again, yeah, not there yet. And even if it was, you don't get those inflections, those little, inflections. But again, I'm guessing that's a joke. Tom K says, what do you do for a job must pay well for like Doctor Who merchandise? Currently, I am looking for work at the minute. So currently, I'm unemployed. And if you're wondering where did all that money come from, that was from my previous job on money I'd saved up, which is basically now drying up. So yeah, well, has dried up for a while. So yeah. Tom K says, "Is your dad's house worth money? Why doesn't he sell it?" Yeah. I mean, this is my parents' house, and they actually own the house. They finished paying off the mortgage. It was either in 2020 or 2021. Thank God they did, because if they hadn't, I think it would have. I think it would have probably almost doubled with the way prices are going now. But yeah, they own the house, so this house one day will be a third of my inheritance, because obviously I have a brother and a sister as well. So yeah, a third of this house will be mine. Among 27, how many Daleks do you have in total? Do you have an estimate? No, I don't even have an estimate. I will say I do have more than the Guinness Book World Record. In fact, a lot of people do, but the thing is, for the Guinness Book of World Records, for some reason, each Dalek has to be unique. And obviously, what the Guinness Book World Record did, which I think is a guy called Rob Hull, I think. What he did is he paints up every single Dalek uniquely. That's how he gets it. That's what he does. Or did. Yeah. Including putting minions in some of them. But yeah, I honestly don't know how many I have, and I wouldn't know how to estimate it. Because to be honest, I forget a lot of the time. Like I can't remember exactly how many of each Dalek sex of B&M Dalek sex I have. So yeah, my memory is abysmal, basically. So yeah, I mean, I could people say I should probably do a spreadsheet about it, but just like at this point, it's just like I can't be asked to start something like that. Maybe if I ever move into a massive mansion and I'm able to have all my Doctor Who stuff on display, then I will. But unless that happens, it's not likely. So yeah. Mr. Valessa says, yes, it is there. You can also hide imperfections by mixing the original with the audio clip. Yeah, when I say okay, I'm meaning it in basically the facial, basically little facial moves or little, kind of stutters and that. It just doesn't get. You can always tell generally when you're speaking to an AI. You can always generally you can always tell, especially if it's for long form conversation as well. Maybe it can get away with it with with short bursts, which it generally does. That's why AI is generally short bursts, but anything long form, then it raises the red flags. Tom K says, "What did you used to do for your job?" Well, my previous job was as a video production manager, uh, where basically I was creating all of video learning packages for a company, and also filming and editing the company adverts. And I even dipped my toes into doing a bit for the company's podcast. So yeah, but that's all I'm going to say on that, because that's all I'm allowed to say for now, because of the company's confidentiality, which hasn't run out yet. Get yourself a job and being you could get a staff discount. Yeah, no, I couldn't cope with that. I could not cope with that. Among27, got any real life horror stories? What, the stories that, oh yes, this I think it's called Indie Horror. I think I'm subscribed to him. I can't remember. Where just like, yeah, these stories absolutely happened. Just like, yeah, yeah, not really. Not really. Haven't got any real life horror stories. Tom K says, really, that job sounds awesome. And it was. The only reason that job ended is basically because it was getting funding from the government, which was keeping the company afloat because it was a brand new company. And unfortunately, the government promised a year, and they suddenly stopped the funding after 6 months without warning. And because of that, that's essentially what happened. Basically, there wasn't the funding there anymore for it. So, yeah, that's unfortunately what happened. My previous boss is still constantly trying to bring back the company constantly, but so far it's been unsuccessful. It's been nearly a year now. In a couple, I think in two and a half, 3 months time, it'll be a year since that happened, and so yeah. But we'll see. But she did say, if I just come back, then she does want me back for it. But even then, it'll be if I did ever go back to that job, I think I'd treat it as a second job just because of its unstable income, because it was a 0 hour contract, which basically means you only get paid and that when you've got work to do. It's not like a regular 9 till 5. Though that was a benefit as well, because it meant I could basically work on it anytime I liked, as long as I got the. Basically, she wasn't bothered, when I did the work, as long as it was done by a certain point. So yeah. Tom Key, will you tell us who it was when the confidentiality ends? Yeah, probably, if I remember. I'd have to look for when it actually does end, because it's still currently active. But yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about the work and that and stuff and that I did for that. But yeah, currently, I'm not sure how long that ends. I think might be next year, but I can't remember. The Primord Infectants. What do you think of a drag queen in Doctor Who? I just think my first reaction was just like, why? It's like the thing is, it feels like drag queen is just the character, you know. It's not like, I don't know if it's just going to be just like something, it's just like, it feels, you know, just like, oh, what have we not had? Oh, let's add a drag queen to tick a box for that. Like, it feels like it's just going through every single demographic. Like, is it going to get to the point just like, we, someone, we need someone who bloody, loves chicken and mushroom bloody sandwiches. We need a character for that. It just feels like, just we're going down the list. We're going down the list just like that's the character. So yeah. At the moment, I honestly forgot that was a thing, because that just came and went boom. There we go. That was a better click. Yeah. Oh, he's here. Just noticed who's here. Boris Johnson. Hey, Six Sec, I'm currently in Italy. I know, you told me. I don't know if Gino De Campo's currently in Italy at the minute. If he is, say hello. Tonky, how long have you been a job seeker? So, yeah, I've been looking for a job since late September, October of last year. Gong Bennett says, hello, Six Sec. Is your magical superior intelligent dog? Well, I can tell you, even though my dog Bobby, he is intelligent, he has no sense of safety. He has no sense of safety. If he sees another dog on the other side of the road, be damned if there's cars coming, he will try to run across that road. So yeah. How are you going? Is here? Going Ben says, what shape do you think people should use more often? A hexagon or an octagon. Also, that squeaking is the chair rubbing against the back of this bloody thing, and I can't do anything about it because, as I said at the start of this live stream, this chair is bloody broken. It will not stay upright. That is another bloody expense that I need. So yeah. Because for those who don't know, I've had a bit of bad luck in the past couple of weeks. So, I think it was 2 weeks ago, or just over 2 weeks ago. Basically, my charger that I had for years blew up. Yeah, it was a Gugman's charger, and it blew up. Thankfully, it didn't break anything or anything like that, but I had to buy a new charger. Then I got scammed on Amazon. Like, my Amazon account was hacked, and someone had ordered an Apple Pencil of all things and had it delivered to my address. And that took 2 weeks to get my money back on that. Even though I did everything Amazon said, and they just were fucking useless. It was actually Amazon's website that automated system on their website that actually got my money back. Then on the same day as that, my chair broke. So this chair, which I haven't had that long, to be honest, I've only had, I think, a couple of years, if that. Might be less than that. So basically, the back of the chair basically will not stay up. It'll just go. It would go completely flat if it wasn't for my bed literally being behind the chair. That stops it going completely flat. So I need to buy a new chair. Then basically I discovered all my socks had holes in them. So I needed to buy new socks because they kept getting holes in them. And then a couple of days before I went to Blackpool last week, I found one of my 2 pairs of jeans that I had left got a hole in them, so I had to get two new pairs of jeans. Then, when I got to the service station on the way to Blackpool, I found that my trainers, which I had those trainers for, I think, 8 months or something like that, had worn down. Had actually started to get a hole in them, which was letting water through. So then I had to get a new pair of trainers, which was another 50 quid on top of that. So yeah, there's a lot of bloody expenses, and that just all came at once for me. I mean, that Linkin Park box that I got, that was £171. And then they announced Doctor Serpent's Chest, which, yeah, I still haven't pre-ordered that. I will get it, but still, yeah, just seems like a lot. And then, obviously, for those who don't know, I had a kidney stone the other week as well. And that was the single most painful experience of my life. Yeah. But, yeah, what was I doing? Here we go, the Prime mode, Ineffected. Have you ever seen Krista Reed's Superman movies? I think I saw them when I was dead little, but I haven't seen them since. So, yeah. Where am I at? Gong Bennett says, what shape is your favourite when you get bored? I don't know. Among27 says, which Doctor do you think has the best hair? I honestly think Pertwee in season 11 is pretty cool. I'd say Capaldi series 10. Yeah. Just off the top of my head. Here we go, Mr. Velasco. They're trying to go. Tom Key says, what happened with Captain Jimmy Pie? Nothing. I haven't spoken to him, and I haven't seen one of his videos in years. So, yeah, Gun Bennett is just obsessed with bringing him up every bloody opportunity he can. But yeah, I haven't spoken to him, and I haven't even seen one of his videos in years. So, yeah, I don't have any opinions on him. Okay, so what happened with Captain Jimmy Pie is I sent him a joke on Twitter, and he did not like that joke, and then he blocked me. That is what happened. We were never friends. But that is essentially what happened. But yeah, he got annoyed at me several times because basically I would take on a couple of occasions I would take the piss out of him for basically sucking up to Aldoir. I mean, he did. If you compare Captain Jimmy Pie's older videos to ones he does when he talks about the sex now, fucking blind praise. At least from what I've seen of them. I don't know what they're like now, but still. So, yeah. It says Auden Bennett now. Yeah, on one of them it just misses off the G for some reason. I'll show this on camera. Yeah, just on that one there it says Auden. Auden. Why does it say Auden on that one? Tom K, are the 2018 tweets still available? No. And the reason is because he blocked me, so I can't see them anymore. So yeah, I can't see him anymore, and I didn't screenshot it. Unless I'm going to double check something. I'm just going to double check, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Basically, if I show this, can you see it there? You can no longer send messages and that's that person. It's just blocking it off. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's the case. The pyramid infectant, primordial infectant. Sorry. What would be your ideal? God, I get asked this all the time. I can't be asked to answer. I think I've answered this before. And to be honest, I don't know. I don't know what would be my ideal one, because I've probably said it in a previous live stream, because I have had that question before. I tell you what I would like. If you're doing another Doctor 3-pack of 3 Doctors, do a Season 18 Tom, do the Regeneration 5th Doctor, and then do the coatless version of the Season 18 4th Doctor. There you go, there's a 3-pack, boom, done. Or even the 5th Doctor version of the coatless version, so there we go. And do a haptic version if you want as well. There you go. Maybe even put a bit of red on, dark red on his hand to make it look like the blood from my mind has gone completely fucking blank. Anyway, I couldn't remember what I was talking about then. State of Decay, there we go. Look like where he gets bit by by a bat in State of Decay. Gung Bennett says roses are red, violets are blue. Do you like rectangles that are red? Do you like pigeon poo? No, I do not like pigeon poo. The Primord Infecting says, do you think we will get a TARDIS set this year? Yes. Yes, is the answer. Tom Key says, go on, can you make a compilation of them? We need to expose these evil Doctor YouTubers. Gomax says, like Tom Key, going to 6 videos and saw where he did Cold Cone. I have Twitter. I'm not going to mention that guy's channel's name. I'm not going to talk about him in this live stream. But that person just mentioned the you-know-who got you-know-whatted for doing a very bad thing. Auden Bennett says Auden again for some reason. 6 Sec should clearly take down 6 Sec Adventures as it was the inspiration from that person, and he wasn't the only one who inspired it. To be honest, there was other inspirations as well. For example, Batman March's Plastic Territory, and he doesn't own the idea of doing adventures. It was just basically a budgetary way of thinking around it, and yeah. Blah, 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 blah. The Primord Infecting says, "Hi, Six Sec. Do you think a lot of Doctor Who fans are a bit nuts?" Yep. And I'm included in that. Tom Key says Six Sec is going to have to sell his Doctor Who collection now. He's redundant to find his cocaine addiction. Yeah, I don't take any drugs. Even though the doctors say I should. Primord Infecting says, "Would you buy a Lego Doctor Who set?" Well, if it was decent, I was tempted to buy that Lego TARDIS they released back in, what was it, 2014, 2015? I can't remember which. But one, it was incredibly expensive, and Lego just is expensive. And two, like, their Daleks look, I know basically they were being used by reused parts, but their Daleks look shit. They do. So yeah, not really. Not really. I did actually at one, I did used to get the character building stuff. I did used to get that. But yeah. Yeah, I did skip your comments, Tom K. And Going Minute. I did skip your comments. Yeah, and go have a look at them and have a little think. Have a little think on why I skipped them. The Primord Infectant says, "Would you like the BBC to release the surging?" Yeah, I already said that. Yes, absolutely. I already said that earlier in the stream. So yeah, absolutely release it. Particularly Series 3, which was filmed in HD. And if you go on BritBox, you can watch it in HD. Now on iPlayer, you can watch it, but bits of it are slightly changed, snipped out in places. I'm gonna. What's that? Oh, I was wondering who that is. That's my brother, who just came back, and I know it's him because my brother has a bloody virus or something, because he is coughing his guts out, and my brother and my dad both have a similar thing where they refuse to go to the doctors. Like, my dad was ill for like 2 weeks, just coughing his guts out every day, and it was only because Blackpool was coming up that he then finally went to the doctors, got given antibiotics, and was better in a matter of days. I can't remember where I was at. HAR1S1234A. That's a fucking mouthful. Thoughts on General G and Kissy? I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what that is. The Primord Infectant. Do you think the new series will be released in the collector's range? Maybe. If sorry, stream went off, I think, for a second there. I just got a notification. So yeah, if the new series did ever get released as part of the collection box sets, you know, full length confidentials, please. Yeah. Yeah. Are we back up? Are we still live? Looks like it's saying we're still live, but yeah. I had a notification from OBS a second ago saying that the connection was lost. Okay. Well, the comments are going in, so I'm assuming it's back up. Shouldn't that channel that begins with an H that I can't be asked to see again? Shouldn't they redo the CGI of the first series to upscale and the textures? Technically, they did, just not for that series. Because there is an HD version of it because they did it for the specials. So yeah, technically they could use that and just replace the names if they wanted to. But yeah, that is an HD version of the same title sequence. The Primoid Infecting, are you excited for the 60th anniversary specials? I'm honestly not that excited. I'm looking forward to it, but I wouldn't say I'm like buzzing for it. Yeah. Because to be honest, I get more excited at the next Blu-ray collection set that comes out than those, or the next, you know, figure release, and that's what gets my excitement. Oh, the annoying person's here. Well, the other one. The other one. So I'm gonna ignore you. Among 27, thoughts on Nutella biscuits. I don't think I've ever had a Nutella. Do Nutella do biscuits? If they do, then yeah, great. I'll have one of them. Yeah. And yeah, that it's now filled with people who I don't want to talk to. So, and how long have I been going? I can't actually see from here. An hour and 48, bloody hell. Where am I? Primary Infecting. Do you think they will do a new special edition of the Five Doctors for the season 20 box set? I don't think they'll do a new version. Basically, what I think will happen is basically you will have the original version, obviously newly remastered, and a newly remastered and the other special edition that was already released. Again, with probably the same effects and that, but obviously with the newly remastered footage. So that's what I'll say with that. But yeah, they generally if there's already a special edition version, they won't do a third. Like for example, season 9, they didn't do another special edition version of Day of the Daleks. Even though I would have liked the one where you still had the Nick Briggs Dalek voices, but without the CGI, because I feel the CGI, it just looks way too out of place when you're watching the stories and that. But that's the only special edition version that I ever watch because of the Nick Briggs Dalek voices. Thoughts on Hugh Jass being announced as a co-star for the Doctor Who series? I'm not really. I'm not that bothered. Because to be honest, it's just like, for example, it's like when they announced a load of star actors and that for Series 11, and just did fuck all with them. I remember the Lee Mack example. Like, they made a big deal, like, oh, Lee Mack's in the episode for like 2 minutes. It's just like, yeah, there we. So, just like, we'll see. Like, I've stopped caring. Generally, I've stopped caring about stuff like that. Oh, you got depressed. You got depressed when I blocked you on Twitter. Oh, how sad. If that's the worst thing that's happened to you in your life, you must have the bloody best life possible. Do you think black and white episodes should be colorized? I'm not against it. As long as the original version is still available, yeah, go ahead. Uh, well, so there's someone who's created a YouTube channel called 5sec. Hi mate, I'm 5sec, your older brother. Really? I don't have an older brother. I am the eldest. I know. Plus, also, if you wanted to call yourself my older brother, then you should have called yourself 7sec rather than 5. Yeah, I'm amazed you were allowed that YouTube name actually, because I remember when I was originally creating my YouTube channel, I originally tried to call it Sec, S-E-C, but it wouldn't let me take that. I then tried spelling it. That's why I then decided, okay, I'll spell it with a K instead of a C. Didn't let me have that, so I just picked a number. My favourite number was number 6, so put number 6 there. And that's how the story of how my channel was created. And I'm gonna grab another drink because my throat is sore. After bloody talking non-stop. Whoa, I'm gonna fall off my stepladder. Tell you what, my Russell Hobbs mini fridge is one of the best things I bloody ever purchased. And it was only, I think it was only about I think it was 40 quid I got that for, off someone in Whitley Bay. That was legit one of the best things I ever purchased. Anyway, the Primord Infectant. They updated the shout out animation for the Season 17 box set. Do you think they will do the same for Season 5 and other scenes? Now, I'm going off what Rob Ritchie said, in that he is willing to basically, for free, redo bits of the animations that he was involved in for like mistakes or making mistakes that either he made or just making it better, which I'm fine with, as long as you don't go down the route of making the other version unavailable, like Power of the Daleks. Yeah, Power of the Daleks, the original version, it's not available anymore. Not officially. The DVD is out of print. The Blu-ray was, in the UK, it was only a limited edition steelbook. The Australian one is out of print. It's now just all the special edition. And if you go onto any digital platforms and that now, it is just the special edition. I've even heard some people who purchased a digital copy of the original version now have it just swapped out with the special edition version. And both of them have their problems. The reason I always watch the original version is because it's complete. It doesn't cut scenes out or cut scenes short. And Patrick Troughton's trousers are correct. Yeah. Plus, also, the special edition version has a variety of problems. But yeah. Also, the colorized version, as shit as it is, that's not available. That is just completely unavailable. So yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, the colour version, I don't know if the DVD is in print in the US of the colour version, but yeah. Excuse me. Oh god, my hay fever is just pitting up. I need to get some bloody antihistamines. Okay, I think we're done. But yeah. Now, thankfully, I do have that, and if you have Soulseek, you can download a rip of it from me, which a lot of people did. Fuck, where was I at? That person beginning with an H says, "Are you an engineer?" No. Tom K says he can leave sensible comments from time to time. Okay. I don't know what conversation's going on here, so I'm going to skip that. The primordial infecting. Do you find it upsetting that John Pertwee never got a Cyberman story? I don't find it upsetting. And, I mean, he did sort of get to battle the Cybermen in the Five Doctors. Kind of. He was there, and the Cyberman was also there. Plus, also, Big Finish have rectified that, technically, so... Annoyed that it never happened on screen and that during his era, but... Yeah, didn't really find it upsetting. No, I'm not taking down that video. I don't take down videos. Not unless I'm forced to. Which I'm not. Would you army build Revenge Cybermen if they were re-released? Yeah. I have one original Revenge Cyberman release. I never got any others. Mainly because it was expensive. Though I do remember there was one in my Forbidden Planet that was reduced to £20 and it sat there for years. And I wish I'd gotten it. I bought it but I didn't. Yeah. Do you think the Revenge of the Cybermen... Do you own the original Revenge of the Cybermen? Okay, I just answered that. Yes, I do. No, they can't risk bloody court's justice. I'm just reporting on a news story that was already out there. That's not how it works. And I'm not apologising to Alduar. He's a big boy, he can take it. And if he can't, well, he just needs to stay off the internet. The Primoid infecting, did you notice the changes in the updated shader? Not really. Not really. I think the reason is because when a box set is announced, I deliberately put off watching that season. So it had been a while since I'd seen the animation when I saw it, so part of it was also memory as well. So yeah, there was nothing that particularly jumped out to me that went, oh yeah, that's different. So yeah. There's animated characters walking in Cambridge instead of empty streets where the original animation. Okay. I mean, to be honest, stuff like that didn't bother me that much. To be honest, I didn't notice it in the original, but still. My bed is not in the basement. We don't have a basement. In fact, I have never known a single person who has had a basement. They are not. I know. Who'd have thunk it? The only basements I've ever been in is in the fucking toilets in a Weatherspoons. Or was that a Yates? Might have been a Yates. Mr. Velasquez said, would you ever make a TikTok account? Not unless I had to. What the fuck is going on? That Harris 1234A person, what the fuck are you on about? Because that... Okay. Anyway. So, yeah, so, we've made it 2 hours. God, 2 bloody hours. So, yeah. And, there. So, yeah, if, we'll see if this stream gets to 2 hours and 5 minutes, and, there's nothing more, no more proper questions. Not the fucking meme shit or trolling shit, like actual genuine questions. Yeah, we'll probably just end it there. So yeah, nothing, not really much else to see. I will say I'm disappointed Big Finish are not doing any more vinyl records. I am disappointed that they're not doing any more. To be fair, I don't blame them because most people aren't buying them. So I can't blame them on business strategy. Like, when asked when they asked their audience what did they prefer, I think it was 70%. I think it was 65-70% preferred CD, and then digital came after that, and then vinyl was third, and then finally cassette was last. So yeah, and they haven't released a cassette since the early 2000s. But yeah, it's annoying that the Ninth Doctor Adventures Series 3 onwards will just be CD only releases, and disappointingly their 60th anniversary specials will again only be CD release. I will be getting the limited edition CD versions of them, though. I will be getting those. But yeah, from now on, generally my Big Finish library will just be digital. Just because I need to save some money somewhere. So yeah, generally that will be the case. Yeah, it's annoying because I remember it was back in 2019, I think it was. They announced a range of vinyl records. I think it was 8 that were going to be released exclusively through Asda, and some of them were really good stories, like Judoon in Chains. I was really looking forward to that one, and unfortunately, only one of them ever got released, and it was not even through Asda, it was through Amazon, and it was through the one that I really did not care about. So yeah, disappointing that never happened. But yeah, obviously I could make my own Big Finish cassettes if I wanted to. I could do it right now, and I could tell you this: I'd probably do a better job than an official release in terms of audio quality. But yeah. Oh, there's some questions popping up. We'll see what those are. The Primord Infecting says, would you like Big Finish to release a third Dalek movie on audio? It would be nice, though I doubt that'll happen because they don't have the rights to those. I don't know what the fuck that person's talking about. What do you... What do you think of Doomsday? I liked it more as a kid than I do as an adult. Because as a kid, it's the most exciting thing ever. Daleks versus Cybermen, ooh. But then when you rewatch it as an adult, it's just like, oh, it's 2 scenes of Daleks versus Cybermen. Like, it's just like, oh. But, yeah, I still do enjoy it. I still do enjoy it to this day. But, yeah, and it is a good send-off for Rose. When it was a send-off for Rose, because obviously she then came back in Series 4. Though I did like the Series 4 one as well, but leave it at that. Like, don't bring her back again, because then it just really feels like you're milking it after that. What's your thoughts on the mutants? I do enjoy the mutants. I think it's a bit too long as a 6-parter. It feels like one of those where they're, stretching it out a bit. Like, it just feels like when you get to episode 6 and that, it then just feels like the last 5 minutes are a bit of a mad dash. So, yeah, but I do enjoy it. The Dr. 11 is here. Now the Dr. 11. I could use your real name. I could ring you up because I've got your phone number. Where the fuck is my Dalek? Where is the pictures of you supposedly painting it? It has been over 6 fucking months. That makes sense to absolutely no one except him. I've forgotten where I was in the chat. Okay, there we go. So the Dr. 11, on a scale to 1 to 10, how hard is it for you to touch your toes? I'm assuming, do you mean without bending down? Because, I can bend. I'm touching them right now, but, you know what, let's find out. I'm going to stand up. And, we will move the camera up. I'll put the lights back on for this. There we go. I can't actually show it, I can't get it all in shot, but without bending my knees, I'm going to touch my toes. That wasn't particularly difficult. I didn't enjoy it. In terms of difficulty, if we're saying 1 is, like nothing incredibly easy and 10 is incredibly difficult, I'd say 3, 4. So, yeah. I'm gonna sit back down now. I'm gonna turn those lights back off because I don't want to blind myself because they are rather bright. Hey, I don't know what you're talking. Also, Neil Cole has a basement. I didn't know Neil Cole had a basement. Oh wait, oh right, the museum. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, cause it's not really. It sort of is and sort of isn't a basement because it is technically, it's level with the house next to him, but it is like it's not under. It's not under the street level, kind of basement. Like it is on street level, so technically, I guess. The prime one, in fact, what's your favourite Doctor Who cereal? The one with sugar. No, my favourite Doctor Who story is The Deadly Assassin. That is my favourite Doctor Who story. The Primordial Infectant. What TARDIS said, would you like to see a galactic... Okay, I have mentioned this several times in several streams, including this one. The 8th Doctor TARDIS. Seriously, where the fuck is the 8th Doctor TARDIS? Like, seriously. What? Who else agrees that the Time Monster is a fun romp? I like the Time Monster up until we get to Atlantis. Because when we get to Atlantis, it's kind of where the story just falls apart. And it is pretty common in a lot of Doctor Who stories when you have a location change in, you know, the last episode or last couple of episodes, if it's a 6-parter, where the story just kind of loses. I mean, for example, Hand of Fear. You know, soon as we leave Earth, that's when everything starts going downhill. Do you think Doctor Who is camp or kitchen? Kitsch. Is camp or kitsch? I don't know what kitsch is. It can be camp. It can be camp. I don't know what kitsch is. So, yeah. Among 27, have you ever seen The Avengers, the 60s show, not the Marvel? No, I've never seen it, no. The Primordial Infectant. Have you seen the trailer for Doomsday, the multi-platform event? Oh, Dooms. I'm not interested. I am really not interested. I wasn't interested in Time Lord Victorious. And I'm not interested in that one either. Like, it's basically just a way just to basically, you know, just get as much money in that as possible. Like, Time Lord Victorious's story was all over the fucking place and retroactively putting things in there. So, yeah, nah. I'm not watching Blake 7, nah. Tom K says, do you think they should cancel Doctor Who? No, I don't think so. For the one reason, it keeps the brat. Like, even as much as I dislike the Jodie Whittaker era, it did keep, you know, the brand, I guess, relevant in the media, which, you know, even though it was mostly negative interest, it was still interest. So there's that. Favourite story of the E-Space trilogy? Says I'm on 27. My favourite story of the E-Space trilogy is States of Decay, which wasn't originally meant to be there. It was meant to originally take the place of Horrorfang Rock, but the BBC had another drama about vampires, or was it ITV or someone? Someone else had a program about vampires around the same time. So they couldn't do that. They were told not to. Have you ever watched Red Dwarf? No. I don't really watch BBC Two. I don't really watch much TV now, to be honest. Haven't for years. The Primordial Infectant. Would you do if Doctor... What would you do if Doctor Who was cancelled? I mean, if the show itself was, Big Finish would still continue, so I'd still get Big Finish. The box sets would probably still continue as well, possibly with a lesser budget, but still. But even if there was no more content, you know, I'd be disappointed. I would be disappointed, but at the same time, I still feel satisfied. Like, there's a lot of shows that got cancelled way before their time that I'm much more annoyed about. So at least with that, I've got a lot to be getting on with. So yeah. I mean, if Big Finish stopped making Doctor Who stuff tomorrow, I'd still have tons of stuff to go through before then. So yeah, years worth probably. No, I would not watch Blake 7 or Red Dwarf if Doctor Who was cancelled. Nah. I don't watch Doctor Who every day. I don't watch Doctor Who every day. In fact, generally as the years go on, I watch it less and less because I like to leave gaps in between it, just because I get so familiar with the stories that it just gets. To be honest, I find it less enjoyable. Like, I find it more enjoyable when it's been a while since I've watched it, so then I get to enjoy it more again. Though I do listen to Big Finish, like, every week I listen to Big Finish. Do you have a girlfriend? No. I mean, to be honest, I've never really tried to get a girlfriend. Really, the last time I tried was years ago. I think that last time I tried was Valentine's Day 2020. I took a girl to go. I took a girl to go see the first Sonic movie. How romantic! Yeah, we're still friends, though. We're still friends. Do you have friends? Yeah, but I'm trying to get rid of them because their usefulness is over. In some cases, it really bloody is. Where's my Dalek? I don't watch Doctor Who every day. In fact, for the past few days, or week I should say, every night I was rewatching Sonic Boom, which I just finished watching all of it last night. And I've also been and before doing this stream, I was watching the latest episode of Taskmaster, which I record so then I can skip through the adverts. You're interesting why you won't watch Blake's Out. I'm just not interested in it. It just doesn't seem my cup of tea. Why was I getting closer to the camera to be more dramatic? Yeah. Would you like Sutek to return? One, he's returned in Big Finish. And two, no, because I'm worried that you'd ruin it. Like, Sutek, like, with those big, massive, big bags like that, like the all, like, goggly, powerful ones, like, you can only do that, so many times before you kind of feel just like, are they really all that big and powerful? Just, yeah. And to be honest, even with Big Fish, should they have brought back, like, I think it works best as a more of a one-off. Like, yeah, just like not to milk it. Do you watch Review of Death? I used to, way back. Like, way back, but I just can't watch it now. I'm just going to make something, people. Okay. But yeah, I just can't. I find Billy now really irritating. I do find Billy really irritating. But yeah, I just don't enjoy it anymore. And to be honest, Batman marks on his own as well, though. The thing is, though, like, at least Billy does have strong opinions on stuff, where I find Batman marks now on a lot of stuff. It's very wishy-washy. It's just very, you know, oh, don't say anything either way. You know, just kind of just, like, his reviews now, I don't call them... I still watch his reviews when he gets the figures, but that's more to get a closer look at the figures more than anything else, because they're not really reviews. They're more just a showcase of this is the figure, you know, kind of. Like, there may be one or two things that he says about it, but that's basically it. Have you got a funeral plan? Yes, I actually do. I have a script for my funeral. I do have a script which I do work on. But yeah, if I was to die, I want my funeral to be entertaining. So I would want one of my friends to basically dress up in my clothes and basically jump up behind the coffin or whatever, and then pretend that I've regenerated. And I plan to pre-record some dialogue so then I can interact with myself, my regenerated self, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I plan, and I planned that. I've had that planned since, I think, I'm gonna say 2013, 2014. Yeah, I've got really itchy nose right now. The primary infecting Series 10 is the 12th Doctor's best. Yeah, probably. You could also... I mean, Series 8 was also pretty good, decent as well, but yeah, overall, I'd say Series 10 was his best. Matthew Toffolo doesn't want to offend Billy because he doesn't have a seat. Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, like, I will watch if Jonathan is there, and when Jonathan is allowed to basically... When Jonathan's there and he just says whatever he thinks, whatever he wants to think, like, that... Jonathan's the best thing. Jonathan is the best thing, like I remember, if you remember the video Batman March did about the 13th Doctor's second Sonic Screwdriver release, and Jonathan's the one filming it, and he just takes the absolute fucking piss out of it. So yeah, if Jonathan's there, yeah, that makes it. Flatlining is the only episode that Mr. Valeska likes. Really? Okay. 2 hours, 23 minutes. Bloody hell, we have gone on a long time. So, yeah, if that's it for any of the questions and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I could probably take the camera off of here because it's on a 2-meter cable, and we could have a little tour of the room. Would anyone like a little tour of the room? Because I can give a little tour around the room if we'd like. That'd be a nice way to end it. All Doctor Who fans are more wise and don't have woke views because they were around when the show became crap in the 80s. It had its ups and downs in the 80s, but you know, Sylvester McCoy's season 25 and season 26 so has some of the best stories out of that the 80s. So yeah, no, Mr. Valeska, I've not watched your new video. Anyway, let's do this, and hopefully I don't pull out the cable, because my camera is connected to my laptop by this USB cable, and hopefully it doesn't come out. So yeah, let's unscrew it from there, and we're gonna gently. Alright, let's flip the view. So this is my TV that I look at every day. Hello TV, hello reflection. Here we've got the live stream on. Behind here we've got two 4K Blu-ray drives for ripping Blu-rays, 4Ks, what have you. Stuff there. This is a little USB port which I copy all of my rips to, so I can just plug them in a USB drive and plug them in the TV. You can see we've got Daleks and that down here. All of my 6.5-inch Product Enterprise Daleks are actually behind those. Yeah, the winged resistor is actually getting in the way of the lens at the minute. So we've got some steel books there. Again, oh no, connection lost. Oh, shit. Alright, let's plug it back in. I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. The audio's still going. Yeah. Right. Because annoyingly, this is the one thing I don't like about the Sony ZV-1, and that it uses fucking micro USB. There we go, we're back. We're back, people, we're back. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put the camera down while I take the winged resistor off, because that was getting in the way. There's the little fluffy winged resistor. Alright, so as I was saying, you can see my Product Enterprise Daleks just behind there, the 6.5-inch ones, the stuff there. There's my 4K Blu-ray player. There's a PS4, PS3, some more Daleks there, all my loose character Daleks just there. There's the TV itself. Hello TV. What the hell? God, the light is making that look really fucking weird. We've got some stuff down there. Hello stuff. These are my headphones. This is the desk. This is a desk with two 4K Blu-ray drives there. Again, I don't know when it cut out. We've got the stream going on here. So let me go out of OBS and just check the stream's still going. Okay. So yeah, now every time I want to play one of my records, I have to basically take my fan off here and put it on top of that speaker. So yeah, basically the fan is constantly moving. Today I finished all of my pick and mix, but I keep these, the pots, for basically storage. I've got some hand sanitizer down there as well, and these are, there's some tissues, some lockets, some forks. Inside here are all my 7-inch records. Got my twin cassette decks there, and some socks down there. You can see we've got Davros over in that corner, and some shampoo. Tell you what, I'll put a light on so we can see. A little pen light. There we go. So we can have a look. There's Davros and that, and other stuff. Hey, you can see a Product Enterprise Dalek there in the back. Some Walson grommets, stuff on that there. Another Product Enterprise Dalek. These are all the got two vinyl records that I own. So yay. This section here, probably the most famous section. So yeah, you can see there's a Dennis Fisher Cyberman there. And this Dalek here, which is the one I used in my April Fools, this is a Comet Miniatures Dalek. So this is not the Product Enterprise one, this is the Comet Miniatures version. There's another Comet Miniatures one just behind there. I'm going to turn the light on, but yeah, I'll go put this down so you can have a good look at it, and so I can also adjust myself so I don't knock over the cable. So yeah, I'm going to step on my step, because yes, I have a step. Oh, has the thing stopped? No. Good. So yeah, I have a step, and up here, this is my mini fridge. In here, these are all of my cassettes. So, what's this one? Okay, just a random one to pull out there. But yeah, they're all my cassette drawers all the way up to the top. And we've got some other stuff in that at the top. There's my Emperor Davros, and there's Pertwee and stuff like that. And we've got more cassette drawers over here. Here we've got 2 voice interactive Daleks, and 2 Puss in Boots plush and stuff like that. And there's the Dalek that I added the Christmas tree lights into. They're still in there, they're just not powered up and that at the minute. You can see there's my cupboard, which that blue coat, I'm not sure whether that blue coat fits me or not. You can see some of my scarves and that from there. Yeah. You can see I got figures on the wall and stuff like that. I'm going to have to get it down from here. I am going to lasso this wire around and show you the wall of other stuff. So this is what I like to call the wall of Teals, because there's a lot of Teals figures and that on here. Yeah. But, there we go, got a Doctor Who logo on that side, and there's one on the other side as well. Yeah. Oh, go. Hobble over there and gently move the wire, because again this connection is a little bit finicky. We'll have a look at the bed underneath, which is literally just used that for storage at the minute. There's just loads of bloody stuff just like, you know, shoved all in there and that. And yeah, this is about it, kids. That's about it, kiddie winks. So I'm going to put this back on the tripod, on the arm. Oh, I didn't show the arms. Yeah, yeah, you never get a look at that. So this is what the camera is attached to most of the time. It's just a monopod connected to what is actually a microphone arm. This is the microphone I'm currently using for this stream. And here are the lights. So yeah. That's everything. What did I do with the wing resistor? Why did I put it? I put it on the bloody laptop. Let's flip out the screen so I can actually see what's happening. And there we go. So yeah, the only thing is that wing resistor is bloody massive, so sometimes it goes bouncing from, like you can see like bits of it fleeing from the legs, but it's not happening at the minute. So yeah, there we go. That was a quick little tour on that around the room. I didn't show my toolbox. My toolbox is down here. It's fucking massive. Oh dear. Come on, live chat. There we go. Right. blah, blah, blah. He should do a 24-hour live stream for charity. I don't think... If a charity genuinely did offer that, then fine. But I don't think any charity is going to do that. So, yeah. Kenneth Brick, okay, said, you've got your Blu-ray Doctor Who Season 9 Blu-ray box set sorted, yet you got a policeman Kevin. What? You got your Season 9 Blu-ray box set sorted, yet you got a placement Kevin. What the fuck does that mean? Jesus, we need to paint the walls. Not much point because most of the walls are covered up anyway, and these walls were last painted back in 2010. They weren't painted particularly well though. I didn't actually paint them. The people who we hired to paint them didn't do a particularly good job because they put like one really thin layer on, which is scraping off in places. Where do you sleep? Top bunk. Imagine if his room was like Toy Story. He'd be dead with all those Daleks. At least he has a funeral plan. I mean, good luck to the Daleks manoeuvring around this room. It's not Dalek friendly. He sleeps on the ceiling like a Krillitine. Yeah, no. You're back in your hotel, okay? I saw the Leaning Tower pizza. Amazing. The Leaning Tower... You mean pizza? Not pizza. You're very red face because your blood pressure... I'm not really red face. This is what my face normally looks like. It is really warm in this room though. It is. That's why I know. Literally, normally I have the window open almost 24/7 because this room, because of one, the boiler is on the other side of that wall, which makes the room automatically warmer. But two, because of the small size of the room and all of this electrical equipment, which most of the time is constantly going, it increases the temperature of the room. That's a small fire burning in the corner of the room. No, there has never been a fire in this room. There has. Our oven caught fire after a repairman fixed it. Yeah. This happened years ago, but our oven broke down, but was under warranty, so they sent a repairman out to fix it. And then the next time, I think it was my dad, tried to use it and turned it on, it almost immediately caught fire. So yeah, so then we got a new oven. And a new fridge, because it didn't break the fridge, but it had burnt, like, the door. So yeah, but the fridge was actually still workable at that time. But since it did have fire damage, we got a new fridge. Anyway, that was years ago. What is your favourite oven? The one that cooks my food properly. Actually, I can tell you what my least favourite oven is. Ones that don't fucking work properly. My favourite oven... Yeah, my favourite oven is an electric fan oven. I don't like gas ovens because basically they're only... The heat, obviously, the hottest part is the top, and then basically at the bottom makes... Well, it's not cold, but it's much cooler. Whereas a fan, and you got the same problem with electric oven, but electric ovens generally take longer. With a fan oven, they're generally much quicker, and also the hot air is circulated around. I just explained what a bloody electric fan oven was. Amount 27 says, what's your favourite vegetable? I'm not a fan of vegetables. I do love fruit, though. I do love fruit, but vegetables... Not particularly a fan of vegetables. Peas. Peas are my favourite. And we're losing connection. We're losing connection. Or at least I am. God, I don't know if you can hear. I should point the microphone at the door. I just hear my brother bloody cough his guts out, go blah 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 blah. So I was like, oh, right. Shit. Oh, I'm gonna end this soon because I'm hungry. I want my tea. You're going to watch Better Call now. Okay. I'm not a vegetable, actually. The main reason is because I do a ton of... I know this is hard to believe, but I do a ton of walking every day. I am bloody... Like... He doesn't even try to suppress it. You fucking... Like... Honestly, like, seriously. Because blah, blah, blah. That's all you ever hear from him. Blah, blah, blah. Like, honestly, you should go to doctors. Why don't you go to doctors? It's just annoying. So, yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, that's it for the 12-year anniversary live stream. Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully next week on Saturday it should be The Search for Doctor Who Memorabilia number 6, episode 1, if it doesn't get bloody copyrighted to death. But yeah, that's it for this time, and I'll see you next time.